Hi folks, and welcome back to Dune Awakening. So we're back once again in the little preview playtest that we're getting to have a little try at. And unfortunately, the last little bit of recording that I just completed, the audio is all screwed up. My recording is all screwed up. So let's quickly go over what we did. So first of all, we're just back at the base. Where we left off in the last episode, we've just got some storage boxer and the power generator here. Let me nip out the back and get a little drink out of these water plants since we're starting to feel a bit parched. There we go. Then what we had to do... well, I'll tell you what I then did was I then went to the skill tree and we had 5 points to spend. So I learned Explosive Grenade, level 1, and Battle Hardened Technique. That does, so explosive grenade obviously throws a grenade that explodes. The Battle Hardened Technique, which is like one of your passive skills, it then gives you a 20% cooldown on your abilities, so you can reuse them a bit faster. So I've put Explosive Grenade on C, we've still got the Shiga Wire Claw on Q, we just swapped out the anti-gravity field for the grenade. We don't have access to the third one yet. Then, if I go to the journeys, this is the journey we're on at the moment, Water from Blood. So the first thing we did, which all got screwed up, was we had to harvest some stuff, research the basic exsanguination kit, is that how you pronounce it? Which is learned here, and it teaches you the blood extractor and the small blood sac. We then had to craft them, and then blood from sand, go and locate and kill some scavengers, and extract 2,000 milliliters of blood from them. If we look at our inventory, there's the blood sac. Each of these 3 red bits are what it can hold, and each one of them is 1,000. So you can see that one contains 3,000, and I've got that, but unfortunately the recording is all messed up. So let's go and just show you the whole process of that. Let me put my hat back on again. I went to there's a little camp just round that corner. So let's go to this little camp instead this time. Let's get the gun out. Oh, I actually need to heal up. 5. Take a bit, so you can see there's a scavenger wandering about over there. That'll slowly go up. So what I want to do is try and blow them up with my grenades. Okay. Didn't kill them. What are you coming? I never checked to see how much my cooldown was. Come on, go down. He's down. You want to do melee? Oh, you're healing yourself. That's a bad move. Oh, you're not down. You're healing yourself too. So they do the same stuff as what we do. They do heal and reload and all that sort of stuff. Right, looks like that's the 2 of them. So 8 to get the blood extractor. And you can see where it's green. There we go. Stored 100 milliliters of blood. And this one, you've got some darts. I'll loot that and then extract the blood from you. And then it's no longer green. You see it's gone white. Anything interesting in here? There's a chest at the back. Some coins in it. It's got some power units in it. There's another power pack, some more salvage metal. Look, let's scan that. Harvest that. Did I see another one? Yes, I did. Here. Get the lines. There we go. Got it. There's another one. My big problem with this base location I've got, it's actually really difficult to find power packs, but I had a little play offline to see if I could find any locations. You can see as you zoom in on the map, it shows you what you can harvest. And I had to go, there's one there, look, the big fuel cell, there's one there. I thought there was another one somewhere. May have just been, find the odd small power pack just lying on the sand, but just like that salvage metal, the big units that you can then harvest with your cutter ray, there is them for the power packs, but there's none in this area. And as you see, I have to cross open desert to get to that one over there. So I have to come round this corner from the base, round the edge of here, and then I have to risk it across the open sand to get into these rock formations over here to find it. So, not as much as you would like there to be, but you do find the odd one just lying about on the sand like that. Right, so that's where we are with our missed footage. Feeling parched again, that's okay. So now we have to research the blood purifier. And there it is there. Research. Just teaches you the blood purifier. There we go. Construct or interact with a blood purifier in your base. Right. What do they need to be crafted? So we need to go to refiners. There we go. Blood purifier is 70 salvaged metal, so let's just stick it. Oh, that's actually a squint. There. Okay. Deposit blood into the blood purifier. So if we come up to here and hit use. So this is the amount of blood it's got. This is the amount of water it's produced from the blood. We have 500 milliliters of blood in our backpack. It can hold 6,000 millimeters, so...
You're probably feeling it by now, Offworlder. Spice. It's everywhere on Arrakis. The air, the sand,
freaky.
The blood. It prolongs life, expands consciousness, and triggers some very vivid dreams.
Observe this valley, sacred to the Ikhwan Bedouin. Here, Wally faced the Trials of Aql, proving their knowledge of the Fremen ways. Find the Fremen, she said. Seven tests, 7 steps. Set your feet. Follow the uncertain path. Keep moving. The only true death is stagnation.
Okay. A spice dream. You have experienced a spice dream. On awakening, you are protected from harm for a short time. Move to continue your journey. Right, so that says there are 7 tests. The Trial of the Aql. 7 tests of the Fremen ways. And it's now saying their quest is first trial of Aql. Follow your inner sight to the first trial. Right, well, but before we do that, we've got 1 piece of blood in, so it went down by 1, and that's been processing, and that's given us a little bit of water. Let's deposit the rest of the blood, like so. And what I'm now going to do is, if we look at the map, does it show us where we need to go? There's where we need to go there. There's the objective for this journey step. We're on the next... Oh, it's skipped from a new beginning over to the first trial of Aql. Okay, that's interesting. So the next thing we have to do on our beginning is complete the first trial of Aql. Right. The first trial of Aql, follow your inner sight to the first trial. And then the rest of the steps are unknown. So we have to make it all the way across to there, which is quite far away from our base location. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait here for a little bit and let the blood purify that blood into water so I can get a full drink all the way up to the top before we leave on our quest. And I'll bring you back when we're ready to go. Okay, see you soon. Okay, we are back. So if we check our blood purifier, we have now filled the water circuit. I went back out while I was waiting and went back over that camp. When it respawned, got some more blood, which is why there's more waiting to be processed. But we can't get any more in because we're at 100% capacity at the moment. So let's hold down E to drink. And if you watch the water meter down in the bottom or left-hand corner, we got a little bit more. And then a little bit more. And a little bit more. And you can also see our green stamina bar now has like a second line over the top of the first one. Bring out a weapon, we can see it. So we've got extra stamina because we've got more water than that first third section. So we're good to go for a bit of a trip now. So let me get my hat back on again. As I showed you before, the location we need to go to is quite far away, so we're going to have to go on a bit of a journey, and that's going to involve crossing quite a bit of open desert. But it's basically just going to be me running, so I'm going to go and do that, and I'll bring you back if anything exciting happens on the way. Otherwise, I'll meet you outside the location. Okay, see you in a bit. Okay. Here we are. It's right in front of us. So it was a pretty uneventful run, but as you've seen, so I've come from here, there's the base, I've come down here to get the shortest run across to here, and then I came across to this one, and then kind of worked my way around the edge here, and then another desert cross there, and then another one there, and then come along the side here to get up here. But in running past, I've unlocked that location there. And that will become important a bit later. Also, we see it now. I saw it as I was running here. There it is. If I look all the way over sort of northwest in that location, that is a place we're going to have to go to soon as well. So that means that's even further over that way. So miles away from my base. So I think this is a really bad location for a base. It's way too far away. And we don't have like the bikes or any vehicles to traverse things quickly at the moment. So I think I'm going to have to move my base, and I'm going to move my base a bit closer over here. But we're not going to do that yet. Let's just go in here. Always pick up fuel cells. Keep our shields running all the time. Right, here we go. This is the entrance. So we've used a third of our water getting here. And here we go, discovered the Minna Cavern. Come in here. Is there a chest in here? There's some plant, there's some stone. Nope, there's no chest in here, so we keep moving down. It's all lit up down the path. What's it say? The first question, enter the ancient cave, and then unknown. Right, here we go. There's the enter the ancient cave. Right, so this is going to be the first trial. This is pretty cool content, and it's kind of been decided between the various content creators that have been invited to this location to have no spoilers for this, so you can do it on your own and experience it on your own. So I'm going to enter here, and then I'm going to cut, and I'll bring you back when I've completed the trial.
Still there, off-worlder? Your signal drifted for a moment. No matter. A thought occurs. When the Sardaukar began their purge, many Fremen were slaughtered. The ones that were not abandoned their caves, leaving valuable resources behind. Valuable resources that just might contain the makings of a Stillsuit. Take what you need. Their ghosts will not object.
Okay, that is the first trial completed. It's really cool. It reminds me of a certain section of Batman Arkham Asylum, and if you've played that game, once you've actually played that, hopefully you'll see what I mean by that. But at the end of it, we've learned how to make a Stillsuit, the Fremen suit that allows you to sort of recirculate water. So now, gather Fremen components from moisture-sealed caves. Locate a moisture-sealed cave, which are those caves with the sort of silver cover over them. And when we harvest that covers, you get the micro sandwich fabric. Oh, of course, it's brilliant sunshine now. Let me check the map. Did we encounter any on the way? These are the ones here, these orange symbols. So we've got 2 that are right next to where our base is. There's some more up there. I didn't actually encounter any on my way here. So I think what I'll do is I'll make my way home, and it's going to be a pain in the sunlight. I'll make my way home and we'll go and harvest some when we get to the locations over there. Unless I encounter one on the way, of course, and then I'll bring you back. Okay. Right, just quickly brought you back. I'm on my way home. I'm almost, I don't know, more than halfway home, but I just got the alert that a large sandstorm is coming into the sector. And you can see it coming from the distance. So I ran around looking for some shelter. This location here is actually, so here we go, it says shelter just above my water meter, but it is one of these locations that we're looking for. So let's harvest that. There's probably going to be some, there's a guy over there, so let's chuck the grenade at him. Killed him.
Sector weather alert.
There's more.
Sandstorm is
Here comes the sandstorm. Here it comes. Oh, horrible. But yeah, you'll definitely die if you're out in the open with that sandstorm. Right, I saw somebody else there and my grenade has now reset. Oh, there they are. They sneaked in. Right. Parry. Oh, he dodged out of the way. But we got them. Right, 8. Let me see, have you got any loot on you? You don't have any loot. We'll take your blood. Where's the other one? There it is. You have some darts on you, we'll loot that, and then take your blood. Go on. Take your blood. Take your blood. That's it. Not close enough. Okay, we've got some chests here with coins, microfiber sandwich, micro sandwich fabric, that's what we're looking for. Some EMF generators, I'll need them later, and a bit of salvaged metal. So let's take all of that. Another one here has got much the same. There we go. So we had to gather 6 fabric. We've done that, mainly from the chest, but we can also harvest these seals and get a little bit more. We'll need our knife for that. Here we go. And the storm has now passed. I'm now pointing at the wrong direction. And I can now continue home. And I'll see you when I get there. Okay. So we're almost back at base. We're just around the corner from base. But as you can see in the top corner, the current quest is to harvest materials for a Stillsuit. And that is 165 salvage metal, 17 fibre, which we've already got, and 12 copper ore. So we've still got to get a little bit more metal, and lo and behold, I've just come across a crashed Omnithopter. So if we use our cutter ray and scan it with a cutter ray, we should encounter some different locations that we can cut this thing apart. There's another one there. Get a wing off of it. There's another one. There's another one. Take the tail off. Probably another wing here. Yep. And another one. Any more? There's another one. Getting a lot of salvage metal off of this. You also find like broken sand bikes, or I don't know what they're called, things with like tracks on them. But that's it broken apart now, so we've harvested that. So is that not enough? How much was that? Ooh, what's that? Holtzmann actuators. Ooh, not sure what that is. That'll come in handy in the use. We need 5 more salvage metal. So there's some more here. Grab that. Grab that. There we go. That's that. Now we need mine copper ore. We need 12 copper ore. So copper ore is that nodes that have got the blue. And of course, right now, big noise. Surely we can find a copper ore. More of that salvage metal. Grab more of that. It's always useful. That's stone. Let's head in here. Feel parched. There's a dew flower. Of course, we've lost all our buffs now that we've lost the water. There's another seal. Is that on the map? That is on the map. That's stone as well. Another part of the camp. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, I guess I'll bring you back once I've located some copper. Okay, I've found some. Here we go. So, same as you do with the stone and the metal. There's usually loose bits lying about on the floor. Scan it, get the blue line, get the blue line. There we go. We got 40 out of that. You can also find them in the walls like this up here. Get closer, scan. No, still not close enough. There we go. There we go. Okay, return to your base and drink purified water. Okay, let's do that. It is just around this corner. And I'll see you when I get there. Here we are. Home, sweet home. Right, so drink purified water. Hold E. Get our water level up. Like that. We picked up 3,000 milliliters of blood on our trip, so we can deposit that and get that purify and get that built back up again. Okay, research the fabricator. The fabricator is here. Research. Construct or interact with a fabricator. So we need our construction tool. We need to go to fabricators. There it is. Let's place it there. Fabricate a complete stillsuit. So, oh, there it is. I need to use the control panel. So we can craft all the stuff we could craft in our inventory. We can craft in here, but we're also able to craft other stuff that can only be crafted in a fabricator. Let me see. Expand that. This is what our queue is. Okay, collapse. So, to craft a scavenger stillsuit mask, you need 1 micro sandwich fabric and 3 plant fiber. So craft one of them. We need the suit. Craft the gloves craft and the boots craft. So notice it's a body suit, so it's both the top and the legs in one piece. So that'll craft away. You can see it. It's like a bit of a 3D printer going on. That's the gloves, and finally the boots. So the crafted pieces stay in the unit itself, so expand the unit. These are completed units. It's also, you can see the storage there. So we can now take all. And I guess we now have to equip the Stillsuit. We do. So let's get over here. So equip that. Equip the bodysuit, which takes both pieces. The gloves and the boots.
Impressive, off-worlder. Just remember, if you didn't connect the tubes between the calves and the thigh pads just right, you'll be drinking your own liquefied feces.
Blech.
And that does not count as hydration, by the way. I have good news, off-worlder. My leg has recovered enough that I will risk it to move forward. I know a place in your sector where we can meet. Craft a survey device so you can figure out how to get there and join me.
Okay, so it says on the side, the Stillsuit is a body enclosing garment that mitigates hydration loss by giving protection from elements and filtering reclaimed wastewater. Stillsuits collect water in tube-accessed catch pockets while worn. This water can be consumed to restore hydration. So if we look down at the little water meter down in the bottom left, there is now a thin extra water meter next to it with the letter F next to it. So that'll slowly fill up, and we can use that to drink with by pressing F to rehydrate us from the suit. One thing that is a bit of an issue is if we look at character stats, with a Stillsuit on, we've got an armor value of 13 and 3% armor mitigation. So not great. If we put our old suit back on, makeshift pants, gloves and shoes. This is still light armor, but it's 34 and 6%, so it gives us more protection for fighting than the Stillsuit does, but the Stillsuit allows us to go further distances and stay hydrated. And since we have to now go and meet our friend very soon, we're going to have to go some distances, but we're going to call it here for this episode. So thank you so much for watching. As always, if you liked this episode, please hit the like button, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye now.